Beat a Craigslist scammer at his own game. So I was hunting for a rental house for the Valentine's Day weekend and wasn't finding much, so I popped into the local Craigslist page and found a place at a decent but very believable price. No contact info or website, so I emailed through the Craigslist relay. Everything sounds legit up until he asks me to pay using Zelle or bank transfer. Immediately knew it was a scam, but I played along acting confused because I'd never used Zelle. He sends me the Zelle info to send the payment. At this point I reverse image search the cabin and find the actual property owner info and call them. He confirmed that he has had this scam happen before and angry people show up expecting a rental that is already legitimately reserved and demanding a refund. I give him the links and info to the fake Craigslist posting so he can report it. So now I have confirmed that this is 100% a scam, so I decide to have a go at this guy and see how far I can get. After a few more confused sounding email regarding how to get the money to him over Zelle, I send him the request, but instead of paying him I sent it as a request for payment. I send a few more messages saying it is not going through, and then I get a notification saying a payment has been received. Sure enough, he approved my payment request and sent me the money he was trying to get me to send him. So I had over $400 sitting in my Zelle account from a guy in Nigeria who was trying to scam me out of my romantic weekend. Did you thank him, at least? This story and this comment had me in tears of laughter, genuinely, not just super heavy nose breathing. When you finally decide to tell Mind that you reversed scammed him, tell him that you're that Nigerian prince. I used to love reading 419eater.com. They troll the F out of these buttholes. I found links in your comment that were not hyperlinked. I did the honors for you. / Good bot. I used to read them back in the day. But I'll tell you, they got freaking brutal. When they started doing safaris, I just couldn't read anymore. There was a South African dude leading some of these safaris who had no apparent limit to the amount of torture he wanted to inflict. They just roam around looking for scammers to beat to death, or what? A safari was sending the scammer in a long pointless chase of things/tasks to do in order to get your money. Money they would never get, obviously. I went to the link and antivirus blocked dude because Trojan, just FYI for anyone clicking it. Probably an ad. They sneaked crap through AdSense and other networks on occasion. Or something non-malicious with crap coding. I run at Thrive/Cafe Media ads in the sites I own, and they are pretty much the cream of the crop, but every once in a while an ad with junk coding will get through their filters, most likely an AdSense fallback. Funny that even the best ad network still can't stop malicious ads. Can't go anywhere without the JavaScript/adblock combo. Thank God not everyone uses it. My 15 writers and editors would be out of jobs. And most of the good internet wouldn't exist. It would all be behind paywalls. Bad actors are always going to try and exploit whatever is there. I work for a bank. You can't dispute peer-to-peer, person-to-person, payments. Zelle, Cash App. Once that money moves, it's gone. Even if you are a Nigerian prince. I had a lady the other day buy a $1,000 handbag through Cash App, no bag, money is gone. She is just Saul. I work in a bank too. We had someone send $1,500 via Zelle for a puppy that didn't exist and then proceed to chew us out for her mistake. A few weeks later our CEO used her as an example during an all-company meeting on how not to use Zelle. Gotta admit I chuckled pretty hard at that one. So as a guy who works for a bank and knows this stuff, what is the best way for me to go after a guy using Cash App and Zelle? Can't I go after him through the FBI? Report him locally to the police? There's not really anything you can do. That's why Zelle very plainly tells you to only use it to send money to people you know and trust. If you want to dispute a payment, maybe try using PayPal. Also, if you're using PayPal, never give strangers money through friends and family. It's covered the same as Zelle, which is not at all. That's a good tip there. Sometimes vendors say to use the friends and family one because it doesn't charge as much of a percentage. If someone said that to me, I'd say sure, let me pay a little extra to cover it. People don't seem to realize that it's protection for both of you. What about when the receiver is set up as a business? Doesn't matter. The person sending the money has no dispute rights. Once the money has left your account, it's gone. There is no way to get it back and the bank will not take the loss. Well played. And well paid. Somebody actually got a Nigerian prince to send money through the internet? 2020 is truly a crapacular year. The Craigslist scammers in my area are horribly incompetent for some reason. They post ads for many different places, all for about 30% below market. When I was looking for an apartment, I contacted dozens of listings. The legit ones responded within 24 hours. The scammers took about a week. Then they responded to all their listings all at the same time. With the same very specific story about how they are out of state and can't show the place, but they can give me the key after I provide a deposit. So, even if you are not aware of the scam, a grandma renting out 6 of her guest houses simultaneously would give you pause. Very low effort. For some it takes that long, because they have to hit up the net cafes. Their phones are also usually garbage with an awful signal. Did they follow it up with a message? Have they noticed their mistake? He asked me why I requested a refund, so I played dumb and said something like I didn't ask for a refund. What do you mean? This is so confusing. He tried to get me to try sending him the money again, but I just said this Zelle stuff is too confusing, I'm going to find something else, and blocked him. Pardon my naivete, but how did a request for a payment via Zelle tip you off that it was a scam? I've used Zelle for rent payments before, granted never for a short-term thing. I could see any of the other details being suspicious, but why did Zelle put you over the edge? Because that app and others like Cash App don't offer any protection. Once you send the money over those, it's gone. I've never used it, but from context, it sounds like I thought it was fishy for a stranger to want to use a cash moving app. Especially one that offers little recourse for faulty payments. From what I understand, it's common for scammers to use platforms that aren't affiliated with actual financial institutions because there's less chance you'll be able to dispute the bad transfer. Reverse check the number. If it's a Skype, it's also a good chance it's a scam since it's non-traceable. This is exactly the deal. I'm not new to peer-to-peer transfer, and as far as I'm concerned, asking a stranger on the internet to use this service for something like this is just as suspicious as asking them to put cash in an envelope and send it off. If I can't scan your QR on your phone to make the transfer, then we don't know each other well enough to do that. Especially when you've got hundreds of dollars on the line. Zelle really aimed at being a replacement for cash, a quick and easy way to pay money between friends, but it comes with virtually no user protections or insurance, exactly the same as if you paid someone with the physical cash. This means that if someone were to scam you, you are completely out of luck, and Zelle had no real solution to the problem. Your money is gone unless you can recover it through the courts. PayPal, on the other hand, costs more to use, as sellers pay a percentage fee on transactions, but this comes with the fact that PayPal also offers buyer protections and insurance. If you buy something via PayPal that never arrives, they have a fraud department and systems in place to claim your money back. There is, however, an option to send money as friends and family, which works similarly to Zelle. They allow you to send money without the fee, but the terms and conditions state this is only for personal use with friends and family, as you lose any buyer protections you would have had. A seller asking you to use this method of payment means they are trying to scam PayPal for their cut, which, while irritating, is part of the agreement, or are wanting to limit your insurance and so you from being able to dispute the transaction. I thought the phone guy from the cabin might have been in on the scam as a safety measure, but you got 400 Zelle, so yeah. Thing is, I found the number through a reverse image search and not through anything the scammer sent. Superb. Sounds a bit cheap for a Nigerian prince. I don't know about a prince lol. The only reason I guessed Nigeria is that the name on the Zelle account was pretty unique, and after a bit of googling I only found a few people with that name and they all lived in Nigeria. The timestamp on the emails was also from the GMT+1 time zone, which covers that part of Africa. Write him and tell him you're an American prince. For the payment of certain taxes you can get the money back to him. Bro, you robbed a prince. Slow standing clap with a tear building in the corner of my eye. I can't find the video clip, but here's the quote. There's not a more deeply moving, religious experience than cheating on a cheater. This is like reverse Robin Hood. Robin the Hood. Wait, did you actually get the $400? This is brilliant. Man, you got an exceptionally stupid one. Effing legend. Close that account and get your money out before he figures out some kind of recourse. Thanks for watching. Comment on what you think was the best part of this video. Subscribing and hitting that notification bell on YouTube is a great way to get our content. You can also watch it on Facebook. A link to our page is in the description. See you soon.